Teamwork making the dream work. All right. Good evening, everybody. My name is Kelly Farrar. I am a qualifying national marketing director from Brentwood, New Hampshire. And I am so excited to be a part of this Meant for More experience tonight. And Meant for More is just all about, everyday normal people who had an extraordinary experience at some point in their professional life where they just came to a crossroads and felt, you know what, I'm meant for more. And more could be anything. It could be, a better job, a different career, a place where they're giving back, an opportunity to capture more time in their life to live the life that they want it by their design. So we're going to hear 5 amazing stories tonight from people of all different backgrounds and experiences. And I'm just as excited as you are to hear these stories. So I am going to begin with Adrian, who actually is a fellow New Hampshire resident. And Adrian, I'm so excited tonight to hear your Meant for More story.
All right. Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm so excited to be here. Again, Kelly said, my name is Adrian David, and I live in Hampstead, New Hampshire. And I've been a hairstylist for almost 30 years now. And I'm an owner of a salon and spa for about 10 years. And I'm also a sales coordinator with the Juice Company for a little over 2 years. And I get asked a lot by people, why I do this type of business on top of my salon business. And honestly, I love what I do. Being a hairstylist, I get to help make people feel good about themselves. When you're having that great hair day and you just feel like on top of the world, I get to give that to people. And it's really been an amazing, rewarding job to be able to do to make people feel good. But there's a couple of things about the salon industry there's downsides. For example, when you work, unless you work for like a corporate company, like Supercuts or Great Clips, typically we're individually owned small businesses. So we don't have benefits like insurance or retirement plans or time paid off. So if I don't work, I don't get paid. And if I'm out sick or on vacation, I have to live without a paycheck for that week. So right before I was introduced to this, I actually was starting to worry about my future because I didn't have a retirement plan in place, and I'm not getting any younger. And being in this industry for almost 30 years, I've been surrounded by chemicals and toxins that actually have made me sick. And it's taken a toll on my body from the physical part of the job. We're always on our feet, hunched over at the sink with the blow dryer. And I just couldn't picture myself like in my 60s and 70s standing behind the chair. So I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. And then I was introduced to Juice Plus, and it just made sense to me. I've been into health and fitness for a long time, and I was seeing a holistic nurse practitioner. At the time, she had me juicing as part of my recovery plan from the toxic buildup and trying to release those toxins. And so it was just difficult to stay on task with the juicing because it's I don't know if anybody has ever done it, but it's a lot of work. And so being able to get actually more fruits and vegetables into my body with a handful of capsules was genius to me. So I just naturally found myself sharing this with my friends and family and clients because when I like something, I just tell others. And that's how I really started. One day, a friend of mine, Kate, who shared this with me, asked me to join her on a 3-way call with our national marketing director. And I just learned to learn more, not only about this company, but about the community of the people that are here. And whether it's health and wellness, helping people, learn how to eat better, get some recipes, or just to make a little extra money so moms can stay home with their babies. And for the first time in I don't even know how long, Jill asked me what my dream was. And honestly, I was speechless because I just couldn't answer. I've always taken care of other people. I've been a single mom my whole life. I have my salon, I have my employees. They're like my children. my business, my clients. So I was always taking care of other people. And for someone to ask me that question for the first time, I was taken back, so I really had to reflect back after that phone call. And I started thinking of what I wanted and needed. And, the thing came back up about my future, like what's my future going to be? And I really believe everything happens for a reason. And this project and business came to me at a time when I was in need and I didn't even know it. So it's changed my life. I believe people deserve to know this, that there's something amazing like this out there. And especially when I learned that I could receive full corporate benefits, not just health insurance, but dental, vision, disability, life insurance, expense supplements and holiday bonuses. I've never had that opportunity at my job, especially owning a business. But I started receiving a steady paycheck every month. That's not as only allowed me to save some money and start an account for my retirement. But I've gone on many trips with friends and family that I would have never been able to go on. And I've started to help my daughter start chipping away at her student loan debt from college, which is really amazing. So I feel like the universe has plopped this right in my lap, and this is my future. And the company's core values and principles are aligned with mine. I just love that. And at the end of the day, I still get to do what I love, which is helping make people feel good. So it's been an unbelievable opportunity, and I'm so grateful for it.
Adrian, thank you so much for sharing. And just hearing, I grew up in an entrepreneurial spirited household, and I understand the challenges that entrepreneurs face as far as, their retirement, because they don't have 401k programs. The benefits, my parents had, enormous deductibles, and just hearing that you found this as a solution is awesome. And I have no doubt that you are going to, really attract other people like yourself that need to know that this company and this mission exists. So thank you so very much for sharing. And, you're kind of a place in the marketing plan where, you're just about, ready to step into leadership positions. And I can't wait to see that happen for you. So
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for sharing. So now I am going to pass it over to a dear friend, Craig Kennedy. He and his wife, Andy, have become just wonderful friends to myself and my husband, Kevin. We look forward to seeing them at every single conference. It's one of the highlights for us. So a couple months ago, we got to hear from Andy on a Meant for More call. So tonight we get to hear from Craig, which I'm really excited about. So Craig, why don't you go ahead and share your Meant for More story?
Thank you, Kelly, and I can't wait to see you guys next week.
Yeah, we can't either.
Thank you very much. I'm Craig Kennedy. I'm a sales coordinator with the Juice Plus Company. I live in Steamboat Springs, Colorado. I'm one of the lucky ones. In fact, we're supposed to it's getting nasty outside right now. We're supposed to get snow tonight and tomorrow morning. So,
oh my God.
All of the skiers are very, very excited. So that's a good thing. Anyway, what most of you guys don't know that you can't see because you can only see my upper half is that I am a wheelchair user. So I always like to at least let you guys know where I'm at. I moved to Steamboat 25 years ago in a few days to Steamboat to be a ski bum. And at the end of my second season, I broke my back skiing. So I'm paralyzed from the waist down. Believe it or not, skiing is still my favorite sport. And then someday I'm going to ski with your husband, which I'm looking forward to. And but so I always like to at least tell people that. And, what I wanted to say is that I feel really lucky. And people always look at me funny when I say that because I'm in a wheelchair. But I know that there's so many people out there that are having such a tougher time than I am in life. So I do feel lucky. And I actually tell people that my wheelchair is a blessing because I really wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for the wheelchair. That's the short version of it. But, somebody taught me a long time ago that if you do feel lucky and you feel grateful for what you have in life, then it's time to give back. And that's really what the Juice Plus company has taught me. I worked after my accident, I worked my way through hotel jobs, and I worked at a spa. And we even tried the own your own business thing with an adaptive travel company called Access Anything. And then I landed this job with a local nonprofit as like kind of the #2 person, the program director for our local adaptive sports program called Stars. And I thought, wow, I've made it. This is it. I've got this director job in Steamboat working for a nonprofit. A lot of people work for nonprofits. And I quickly learned over the next 2 or 3 years that I wasn't ever going to make more than $40,000 or $50,000 a year working for a nonprofit. And after about 7 years, I got burned out. Andy had already started Juice Plus. I got introduced to it, and everything was changed since then. And ever since I started working with Juice Plus, I think the big thing is they taught me to think so much bigger outside of Steamboat. How many people in the world can I help? Personal growth. We all know that this is a personal growth course, cleverly disguised as a business. And I truly believe that. And, through Brene Brown and people like Wayne Dyer and Tony Robbins and going to GoPro events, and I even work with a mindset coach, it's just really, again, taught me to think on such a much bigger scale. And I think part of the thing that was holding me back was a block to money. And I always thought, I don't want to have too much money because I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was. But what I do know is that I read some interesting books and learned a lot of cool things. And now I know that the more money you make, the more you can give away. And that is one of my big goals in life. Andrew Carnegie was known for saying that. And God, what's the book? Think and Grow Rich. Sorry, I blanked there for a second. To where he wrote when he started his business on a piece of paper, and they found it in his desk after he passed, was this goal. Sorry about that. Was this goal to spend the first half of his life making money and the second half of his life giving it all away. And that really inspired me. So for me, between my disability consulting business, Juice Plus is a part-time gig for me right now, although I know for our family, it is our future for sure. But for now, I get to travel the world and teach people how to talk to people with disabilities and help them travel easier. I've got trips to Berlin and Dubai coming up that I'm very excited about. And none of this would have happened had I not been introduced to Juice Plus, not learned to work on myself, right, which improves your business, improve yourself, improve your business, and to think bigger. I never would be in this position, and I feel so blessed and so lucky. And this is the more that I was meant for. I know that 100%.
And, listening to it's not even listening, seeing your experiences on Facebook. I mean, the places that you and Andy travel to, and, I know that you are a disability consultant, so I know that you are working when you're traveling, but every time I see you guys in a different location, all I can say is that's time freedom. That's time freedom. That's time freedom, because you really have the luxury to, have some flexibility in your life, and you guys are really living life on your terms. And I think that is the ultimate. So thank you so much.
And what an amazing opportunity to travel the world and meet people and add them to our team. I mean, I get to talk to so many people. It's amazing.
And, I say this as a compliment because I don't even see a wheelchair. I see you. And I've seen you dance, and it's pretty impressive. You have way more rhythm than I do. So I can't wait to speak to you and Andy a week from today. So
thank you, Kelly.
Thank you so much for sharing tonight. So we've gone from, New Hampshire to Colorado. And now we are going to hop over to Texas to my friend Tammy. One of the blessings of the Juice Plus company when you enter a leadership position called Qualifying National Marketing Director, they send you to a leadership school, and you get to, kind of come together with other people who have reached this promotion. And one of the blessings at my Q school, which is what it's called, experience, was meeting Tammy Carruthers. And Tammy, I know I am just so excited and over the moon to hear you share your Meant for More story tonight.
Oh, thanks so much, sweetie. I'll tell you what, it's an honor to be asked to do this, because I know we all have our own amazing stories about why we feel like not just us that we're meant for more, but everyone is meant for more, right, in our life. So again, my name is Tammy Carruthers, and I am married to my husband. His name is Tim, for 33 years. We have 3 grown boys. They're all married, and we have 3 amazing grandchildren. And I first heard about Juice Plus from a friend from church, but unlike the other 2 speakers that just spoke, y'all, it just did not make sense to me at all. I mean, I didn't believe in it. It was like a cult to me. I just thought, oh, there is just no way that there is, anything about this. And my sweet friend just kept loving on me. And I thought, so I did think that we were a healthy family. I mean, we had salads most every night, and we had broccoli, right? We ate those, but little did I know that we were supposed to be eating 9 to 13 servings of fruits and veggies every day, right? So as you can imagine, when my friend shared Juice Plus with me, I told her no. I said I wasn't interested. But y'all, for 2 years, I told her no. And it wasn't so much that I didn't feel like we needed it. It was just seriously that I didn't believe that was all that they said. It was all hyped up to be, right? I mean, we took vitamins. We were covered. We were just fine with that. But she kept loving on me, and I kept saying no. And finally, after about 2 years, she handed me a bottle of these concentrated produce powders, like a month's worth. And then I was like, oh my gosh, now I have to take these. I'm like, I can't tell her no now. So I thought if I were going to take these and I was going to give it to my family, that I really needed to start doing my research. And y'all, to be honest with you, I was hoping and praying that I could find a hole in it somewhere so I could just politely go back to her and just say, thank you, but this just isn't for us. And that didn't happen. I called the company several times. I did my own research. I'm a research guru, and I don't know why I didn't research it before. So we started taking it, and within 6 weeks, my middle son's teacher noticed a huge difference in his ADD symptoms. I personally noticed a significant increase in my energy, just a sustained level of energy. And over several months, our oldest son's allergy symptoms just over time started to lessen and lessen and lessen. And that was just the beginning of our health issues. So naturally, when you find something that you love and something that's working or helping you, you just want to share it with your friends and family. And that's what I did. I was sharing and sharing and sharing, but I was bringing all those orders to my friend that shared these produce powders with me. And one day, as you can imagine, she came to me and she said, Tammy, you should start selling Juice Plus with me. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I said, I didn't even believe in this stuff, but now you're not going to get me to sell something. And in my mind, again, I kept thinking, I'm not a salesman. I don't want to do any of that cult thing, business thing, whatever you want to call it. But I just, again, politely told her no. And she said, Tammy, you're not selling. All you're doing is sharing from the heart from something that you believe in. And I thought about that and I said, you're right. That's what I've been doing. I found something that I love and that we believe in, and I was sharing my heart with people. So I told her, okay, sign the dotted line, but I told her I am not going to sell this, right? I just wanted to make enough just to cover our own personal product because we had 5 people in our family, and I wanted to make enough just to cover that product. So fast forward many years ahead, I shared a little bit here and there. I didn't sell. I shared a little bit here and there. I played around in the business part of it and created like a small team that they call it. I had some friends who felt the same way about the product and wanted to share it as well. But y'all, what happened was I started to realize how, and I still get emotional about this today because I don't really realize the impact that this community has made on myself and my family. But I started to realize just how enriched my life started to become. I realized I was living around people in this community that were so positive. Just smile is crazy. That's why I still today call it a cult. It's kind of like a different kind of a cult. But I still think that it's this community that's so positive and just full of hope. And we are changing lives on so many levels, y'all. But going back to selling, I still felt weird because I felt like I was taking money from my friends. I mean, how stupid is that, right? Well, again, fast forward, I was on Facebook and I got a friend of mine, an acquaintance of mine, tagged me. in a post that a friend of hers had posted. And this friend that I didn't know, she just posted something like, hey, Facebook friends, I'm looking for a natural vitamin for my babies, for my kids. Who can help me? Well, y'all, so many people started saying concentrated produce powders, concentrated. I'm a rep. I can give you some. I can sell them to you. You know, just kept saying that. But what I realized is that they weren't even telling her what it was, right? And then I thought, she's got friends that sell Juice Plus that are distributors. I'm not going to get into that. I don't even know this girl. So I just made a little post that said, Juice Plus is 30 different fruits and vegetables, fully vine ripened, and you can get that much produce in your body every single day. And she immediately sent me a private message, and said, I want to buy this and I want to sell it. And I said, you've got lots of friends that sell Juice Plus. And I still get emotional about this today, because this is the one thing that just kind of helped me get off my high horse. And she said, Tammy, if they were my friends, I would already know about this, because I'm a breast cancer survivor. And in my heart, I thought, you know what? We have to tell the world about this product, because it can change lives and it can help people. So from that point forward, I want to let you guys know that I don't have a college degree. I became a dental assistant, and then I moved up in the world and became an orthodontic assistant. And don't get me wrong, I loved my job. I love the people that I work with. I love my boss. I loved helping people with their smiles again, like the first speaker you heard. But y'all, there's something about that moment. And that was my moment, I think, that when you realize that you're meant for more. Not just me personally, but so many of us are meant for more. So I spent 21 years, y'all, in a practice, and priding myself that I had been there for so long, for 21 years. But for what? For what? I wasn't making any more money, hardly, than when I first started. I wasn't going to be promoted to any new position. I surely wasn't going to be promoted to be the orthodontist, right? Working in that practice. I was building his dreams. Bottom line, I was building his practice. But I was tired of not being able to be home with my kids when they were sick. I was tired of not being able to go to their school parties and muffins for moms, and then having to leave them in the school office at their nurse's office while they were sick, because I couldn't leave work. So once that hit me, it really started to weigh on me, and I thought about how selfish I was being, because I was getting in my own way. And I knew in order for me to create more time freedom and be able to spend more time with my family, something had to change. I needed to get out of my way, and I needed to start changing more lives with this incredible product and with this business. And so fast forward 3 years, I retired from the orthodontic office. I get to travel on my terms, not when the doctor's out. I got to move my mom and my stepdad down here across state. And they now live 15 minutes from me, and I get to see her anytime I want. I got to sit by her hospital bed for 3 weeks when she was sick. Didn't have to take off, didn't have to take a pay cut. I get to be with my grandchildren anytime I want, not just on the weekends when I'm off of work. And I get to say yes, and this is so important to me, to my favorite foundations and charities. I can give what I want. I get to volunteer. And one of the greatest things is that when my husband retires in a few years, we'll have a corporate benefit package that I now have that will be ours when he retires. So y'all, here's the deal. You know, you may be happy. Those of you that are on this call, you may be happy in your job, and that's great. You may love it, and you may be financially set already, and that's awesome. So you may be sitting here listening to me and to us and thinking, you know, this I don't need this. I'm happy where I am. I'm financially stable. This isn't for me. But y'all, get out of your way like I had to, and think about the people that do need these concentrated produce powders, and the community, which is huge, and this business. So I just encourage you guys to at least take a look. Don't be stubborn like I was, and see if it's a fit for you and your family. And if you don't think it is, I promise you there's someone out there in your life or in your family that it would be an awesome fit for. and we'd love to talk to you about it. So guys, thank you so much for letting me share.
Oh, Tammy, thank you so much for sharing. Aw, that's beautiful.
I'm the one.
Oh,
That's my little cancer girl.
oh, wonderful. Thank you for joining us too tonight. That was beautiful, Tammy. And thank you so just for sharing your heart so openly and vulnerably. I so appreciate you. And I just couldn't help but reflect on, sitting here, not knowing Adrian, not knowing Craig and Andy, not knowing you, and not knowing our next speaker at all when I started this journey 15 years ago. So, what a gift the friendships are to all of us in this cult, as you call it. I love that. So thank you. Thank you, dear friend, for sharing. So next is another wonderful friend to both myself and my husband, Scott Van Niekerk. So we're gonna jump from Texas to New York. And Scott, please just speak, because of course your accent is beautiful. But no, we can't wait to hear your story as well. So Scott.
All right, good. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Thank you.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Kelly. Thanks for having me. Thanks for inviting me. Hello, everyone. So like Kelly said, I'm a physical therapist and a dad of 4 kids. That's my quad. They range in age from 7 to 13. It's a wonderful handful, but it's like a million kids. It's a busy, full life. And my part-time magic thing is what we're here to talk about. I'm a physical therapist full-time. I operate and founded Holistic Physical Therapy with centers in New York for almost 20 years now. And we specialize in whole body treatment, myofascial release, and whole food nutrition. That's the whisper that came in, right? That's the whisper of the promise of Juice Plus. So I love waking up every day to share the messages of health and hope and purpose. So, let's talk about originally what attracted me to Juice Plus. Well, I believe in getting as much plants into our body as possible. Plants is where it's at. That's the future hope for our body and our planetary health, as well as being kind to sentient animals. So I love that our company is vegan, and it's 100% plant powders, plant concentrates. And I just knew that there was no way that I could get the recommended daily servings of raw vine-ripened fruits and vegetables into our bodies on any day, never mind every day. And I don't know anyone who can do that either. So, the prospects for our product, it's like a mosquito in a nudist colony. We all need it. It's just a matter of being able to articulate our message clearly enough that it's received well by the person who's listening. So, I saw Juice Plus as a way to bridge that gap between what we do eat and what we actually should be eating. And I just can't imagine a single day without Juice Plus, because I don't want to sign up for my family's health history anything more than anyone else does. I have cancer and Alzheimer's and diabetes and heart disease in my bloodline. And I know that epigenetics involves turning off those switches for those genetic markers. So if you have anyone above you in your bloodline who's been sick from any of those diseases or any others, just know that those traces are within your genes. And every choice that you make to raise a glass or a fork, or thought that you hold, or people that you associate with, words that you use, these are turning on or off these switches in our body. Stress management and nutrition is a big part to play in that. And Juice Plus really helps, is massive help for the nutrition component. My attraction to the business was the fact that no matter who we are virtually, we're trading time for dollars. And that's just not the case in this Juice Plus business model. It certainly is as a physical therapist, where I get paid for each patient that I treat. We don't even take insurance for the most part. But with Juice Plus, I'm not limited to the people that I can touch, right? I have team and customers in, I think, 7 of the 20-something countries that Juice Plus is in. So that kind of allows me to cast this wider net beyond my small influence of those that can come into my treatment rooms. You know, there's no ceiling on what I can earn where there is in a 24-hour day. And I have this massive corporation of the Juice Plus company, which feels like family. We know, you know, I can text our like CEO, Paolo, with just pick up a phone. You know, it's unusual. And the fact that we have this amazing Cadillac health benefits package at the top position as a national marketing director is very alluring. You know, it's a residual income that's been a lifeline for me during a very difficult, challenging time, which was going through a divorce. And it provided a family, people like Kelly and Kevin and, you know, Craig and Andy, you know, on this call to help and support through those times. So, you know, with Juice Plus, we own our life, right? Do you? You know, your story matters. The thoughts you think, the words you use, what you put in your body matters. The food and drink, your intuition, this is of value. So this awareness can be the difference between getting everything that you truly need and want and not achieving or experiencing those things at all. I think this is some of the essence of this title, you know, meant for more. I honestly didn't feel health benefits from eating Juice Plus. I just took it because it made sense. And then my allergies disappeared. And I was like, what the heck? That's cool. That's a great experience. You know, I felt $2.50 a day for 30 plants and no allergies was a bargain. Like sometimes I hear people say it's expensive. Well, compared to what? You know, the thousands of dollars per month in extra income where we're paid for helping other people get healthier really helps keep us motivated. I mean, what would you do with an extra $5,000 a month? Right? Maybe you're meant for more. You know, we love the experience of sharing the Tower Garden and these incredible health products with people. And I just want to close with this. I'm always learning. I'm always hungry, and I hope you are too. But you are made of stardust. So stop settling for the dust and reach for the stars. Kelly, over to you.
Thank you so much, Scott. You just know how much I adore you, and I thank you so much for sharing. I thank you so much for actually showing kind of that international perspective too, that you've grown in international business, and we get that opportunity. It's awesome. We're all so incredibly blessed. So I am going to kind of close this out. Like I mentioned before, I live in Brentwood, New Hampshire, with my husband, Kevin, of 22 years, our daughter, Abigail, who's a sophomore in college, and our youngest daughter, Audrey, who is a senior in high school. And when I was introduced to Juice Plus 15 years ago, I was kind of like Tammy. Didn't get it, didn't understand it. I was a holistic health coach at the time and really felt you needed to utilize your jaw to get your nutrition. I was, you know, very much in disbelief that you could get it from a pill. However, I was fearful enough that I took my attitude towards what this person who was sharing Juice Plus with me, I put my attitude aside because my fear of cancer was greater than my attitude. Kevin's mom had been diagnosed with terminal stage 4 pancreatic cancer the night before I heard about Juice Plus. And even though I sat there as a skeptic and listened to this person share Juice Plus with me, I was fearful enough to say, you know what? I'll do my own research. I'll take a look at it. I'm not going to completely dismiss it. I doubt I'm gonna buy into what she's saying. But when I asked myself 3 simple questions, is this food? And I looked and researched, and you know what? It's food. It has a nutrition facts label, just like a bag of carrots. That was a no-brainer to me. Is it researched? Because any supplement out there, I could not find true clinical data to support that this that product would actually do something to support my health. And Juice Plus to date has completed 38 gold standard clinical research studies to show what it will do for my health and for the health of my family. That was a check mark. And then the last question was, is it safe for children? Because my children were 3 and 5 at the time. I certainly was not going to put anything in their bodies that I didn't feel was worthy. And lo and behold, it's so safe for children that it comes in resealable bags. You know, there's no safety caps. There's none of that, because it's just food. Just like a bag of apples wouldn't have, you know, a safety cap, or a head of broccoli, or, you know, a head of kale. It's just food. So it's safe. So the product came into our family, no problem. The business, however, I was pretty stubborn about. And the reason I was so stubborn about it is because I'm a former marketing executive. And in that role as a marketing executive, my job was to sell the firm. And the term selling truly could make me break out in hives. I don't like it. I don't respect it for myself. I respect it for other people that are in the sales industry. I don't respect it for myself. And for 9 years, when I was a marketing executive, I felt like I was really living a lie, because I was good at what I did. But when I really analyze what I did, I don't think I ever sold the firm I worked for. I was very friendly. I was a great networker. I asked a lot of questions. I built great relationships. And I think it was that relationship building that I did on behalf of the firm that actually got us more work than me selling the firm. And when this business was proposed to me, and I'm an at-home mom at this point, really searching for an identity beyond being an at-home mom. It's not that I didn't love being an at-home mom. I still do today. But I definitely was, you know, searching for who I was. I always had an identity. You know, I had an identity in college. I had an identity in my 20s. I had an identity going into my 30s. And then my identity was kind of disappearing. So when the thought of getting involved with the Juice Plus company came along, I thought, well, maybe I am meant for more. Maybe I am meant to partner with this company. Maybe I am meant to establish an identity for myself. But I'm not selling a thing. And I can tell you, in the 15 years that I've been partnered with this company, I have never, ever sold Juice Plus to anybody. And people say, well, how can you say that? There's a money exchange, people buy your product, et cetera. And I said, yes, they do, because they choose to do that. My job is to educate, is to share, is to be vulnerable, to be authentic. And I do that. And I do that well. And what's very different about what I'm doing today as a Juice Plus professional versus when I was a marketing executive professional is I was working hours for somebody. I was working hours for the dreams of the partners of the firm that I worked for. You know, they were going on these lavish trips, you know, and they were sending their kids to the colleges of their dreams. And they were driving their dream cars and living in these, you know, gorgeous homes, because that was their dreams that myself as an employee was helping to fund. And, you know, I was limited to my 2 weeks vacation. I had certain holidays off. You know, I lived that corporate life, and I was like, geez, being, you know, meant for more is living life by my design, taking time with my family when I want to, you know, supporting my children in their dreams. You know, when my mom was sick, I was able to take an entire month away from my business to support her in her time of need. And my business grew. And when my dad had an accident, I was able to fly down to Florida and just be, you know, both hands on deck there to help. And I didn't even think twice about doing that. And that's time freedom. You know, I've raised 2 daughters alongside Kevin that we have shown them that you can do anything you want. Follow your passion, follow your dreams, but by all means, live life on your terms. It's a gift to be able to do that. So if you're on this call, you know, just kind of checking things out, you may not even understand yet what Juice Plus is and what this business is all about. That's why you need to get with the person who shared this call with you, circle back to them and be like, all right, you know, I'm like Kelly the skeptic or Tammy the skeptic, or you might be like, you know, Craig or Adrian, where you're just like, I get it, you know, or you might be, you know, the medical intellectual that Scott is and is like, okay, you know, tell me more. Whoever you are, give it a try. Just ask, what is this all about? Because you have nothing to lose and you have everything to gain. And if you're looking for time freedom, financial security, benefits that will last you a lifetime, income that will take you well and beyond into your retirement, if you are in the business of making friends, this is it. So I thank all of you so much for being on this call tonight. I thank Adrian, I thank Craig and Tammy and Scott so much for carving out time out of your lives to be on this call. And for those that are guests, just circle back to the people or the person that invited you to this call and just ask them, what is this all about? All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Thanks, guys. See y'all at
Bye,
conference.
Greg. Bye,
Thank you,
Scott.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Austin, Texas.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys. See you next week. If I would know how to turn this off now, honey.
Lower left-hand corner.